Hello everyone, welcome to the Philosophy Intellectual. Here we are listing and giving a brief idea about 10 of the best philosophy books you must read in 2024. So buckle up and let's get started. In the world of the post-pandemic era, there is a tremendous amount of mental stress. Have you ever heard anyone say, "Go read the best philosophy book"? You must have rolled out with laughter when you heard it. But really, are there any real reasons to read philosophical books? Let's discuss why one should read philosophical books. Let's take it this way: if we haven't read any philosophy books yet in our lives, we are bound to have a no-change attitude in our lives. We humans believe that we are what we do, where we stay, whom we belong to, and everything and anything associated with us. But ever did we question ourselves, what if these associations change one fine day or no longer exist? Philosophy stands strong on the shoulders of questioning. The art of questioning, the art of diving deep to find the real meaning of existence. As the great philosophers state, it is the purpose of life. Philosophy makes the human mind evolve at each step. It makes us accept the valleys and hills, turmoil and happiness, and failure and success in our lives with more sanity. In other words, nothing gets to your head. Philosophy takes you into the minds of great thinkers and helps you get a better perspective on life. Now let's move to our today's topic of discussion, that is 10 of the best philosophy books you must read in 2024. These are the best philosophy books ranging from ancient philosophy to modern philosophy. 1. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. This book is an autobiography of the author. Viktor Frankl was a Jew psychologist. He was arrested by the Nazis for the mere reason that he was Jew. In this book, he has depicted Nazi camps in detail. During this Holocaust, he was transported from Vienna, his hometown, to Czechoslovakia and then to Poland. By this time he was the only surviving member of his family. He was developing a theory known as logotherapy that he described in the second part of the book. This theory was with him in the form of a manuscript in his overcoat. He applied this theory in the concentration camps. It was difficult to survive in such concentration camps, but Viktor was determined to find purpose and meaning in his life. As stated in the book, purpose of life is the only key to happiness. In the third part of the book, the author puts an emphasis on the application of logotherapy in one's life. 2. Beyond Good and Evil by Friedrich Nietzsche. German author of modern philosophy here talks about the art of questioning one's beliefs and faith. This book was written in 1866 in German language and then translated to English in 1906. The Greek philosophers and thinkers were his influence. He admired their writings, but at the same time, he questioned a lot of modern thinkers. He believes that everyone can question anything and everything that she has been taught over the years by societies, parents and religion. He has a firm belief that everyone has the will to power, so why don't we dig in and find the truth? As the title of the book suggests, he says that there is no separation between morality and immorality, between black and white. He argues that there are shades of gray. Society has imposed certain norms on people without even questioning the logic and necessity behind them. If we have to have faith in an illogical belief system, we need to sacrifice the truth. He finds only the man who has the will to question the systems as intelligent. He has discussed how he abandoned people who were unreflective of his beliefs. 3. A History of Western Philosophy book by Bertrand Russell. The book is divided into 3 sections, namely, Ancient Philosophy, Catholic Philosophy, and Western Philosophy. This book basically covered every great philosopher and thinker. The author has given an insight into each philosopher's work right from Plato to Aristotle. In the first section, which is Ancient Philosophy, he talks about Socrates, Pythagoras, Plato, other such Greek thinkers and philosophers. However, in the next part, which is about Catholic philosophy, he talks about all the religious philosophies including Jewish and Islamic philosophies. In the last part, he talks about various modern philosophers and then eventually gives his own philosophy. 4. The Four Agreements, A Practical Guide to Personal Freedom by Don Miguel Ruiz with Janet Mills. In this book, the author talks about the 4 promises readers should make to themselves, which are: Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Do not make assumptions. Do your best. Here the author brings the ancient Toltec wisdom that can act as a guide to the code of conduct and true happiness. The author has started with domestication, which is how each individual from childhood has been imposed certain societal beliefs that make one unhappy. He asks you to identify them and remove them. The author talks about not taking anything personally and forgiving people. This is good for oneself. The author asks the reader never to make an assumption about anything. Rather, the author asks them to be brave and ask questions. Then finally, the author puts an emphasis on the fact that one should do their best and also entails the discussion of how the best of anyone changes with the situation. 5. Zen. The Art of Simple Living by Shunmyo Masuno. Shunmyo Masuno is a Buddhist monk. The author has explained how Buddhist wisdom helps lead a simple life with examples and anecdotes. He has shown how one can apply Buddhist wisdom in the modern era. He has indicated various actions one should take to apply the principles. Here are the points that summarize his direction in the book. The Simple Living by Here the author explains that modernization has led to complexity in our lives. To live simply one must part themselves from modernization. Zazen meditation. This part emphasizes the fact that finding time alone for meditation is a necessity for living peacefully. Munin Muso. Here the author talks about clearing our minds from negative thoughts to think clearly. The three poison by the author enlist the emotions of anger, greed and ignorance as the poisons of our life. Avoid black and white thinking. The author reveals an important fact that the world is nothing but the shade of gray. There is nothing that is completely wrong or right. Be here now. Being mindful and present at the moment is the key to greater things. Be grateful for ordinary moments. The author directs readers to be grateful for at least 3 ordinary moments each day. Know how much is enough. Greed is a part of human nature that destroys him. So it is necessary to understand where to stop. Wabi-sabi. This is a Japanese term to find perfection in imperfection. Knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge if not applied does not become wisdom. The author also indicates one should never rely on others' opinions and perspectives for our actions. The only thing one can rely on is their own thought. The author gives some direction plans to achieve the stated points. Now before moving to our next of the books, I just want you to hit the like button if you like this content so far and hit the subscribe button to make sure you won't miss this type of content in future. And also don't forget to hit the bell icon. And if you have any suggestions for me, feel free to comment down below. Now let's continue. 6. Wabi-sabi. Japanese Wisdom to Living Perfectly Imperfect Life by Beth Kempton. Above we've learnt about the term wabi-sabi. But here the author has greatly emphasized the fact that accepting things as they are with their imperfection. She has explained the pieces of wisdom concisely and clearly, and those are: simplifying and beautifying. Simplifying one's life can make it less hard in a manner that it will start appearing beautiful. Living with nature. Living close to nature helps worries melt down and brings happiness. Acceptance and letting go. There should be no regrets in one's life. One should accept life as it is and let go of the thing that is not under the control. Reframing failure. Failure is the inexplicable part of learning. So looking at failures as part of learning helps you gain something rather than losing anything. Cherish moments. Life is all about the small yet happy moments one can cherish and live happily. Similar to the one enlisted before this book. The author of this book also indicates several ways in which one can achieve the above. 7. Letters to Stoic by Seneca. The book is a compilation of 124 letters Seneca wrote to his friend Licinius on how to become a Stoic. It is not known whether it ever reached the friend, but these letters help a person become Stoic. The major 3 lessons achieved from the book are as follow. Being content. Seneca here tells that the cravings and greed of a person can never help him lead a better life. So one needs to be content with whatever one has received. Mind is our asset. The thoughts that occur in our mind are the only asset that helps us take action and lead a good life. So it is necessary to mend a good relationship with your mind to lead a better life. Choose friends wisely. Here the author states that the wise person does not need friends as he is happy by himself and does not need a void to be filled. So have a few friends but entrust them fully. 8. Law of Human Nature by Robert Greene. This is the best book in philosophy that explains human nature. The author explains in detail the 18 laws of human nature. The author further goes on to explain that understanding these laws can help us empathize with our fellow humans. Here there is an abundant number of lessons the author wants to impart to the readers. The author has used insights from the most influential people such as King Martin Luther and Queen Elizabeth. The author is a psychologist himself and with help of the insights and examples makes the laws easier to understand. This book is basically a compendium that one can refer to in various situations in life. 9. Being and Time by Martin Heidegger. In this book, the author makes an analysis of the being that is human. While doing so, he also refers to time. Time is finite, and so is human life. This book has 2 divisions, and each division has 6 chapters. These 6 chapters are further divided into 83 sections with analytical composition. Throughout the book, the author makes an analysis of humans, however, he never comes to a conclusion. The central theme of the book is that it rejects the previous philosophy that humans are not a part of the universe but detached from it. Here the authors state that humans are inseparable from the materialistic world. He talks about various human aspects such as communication and connection between 2 humans while making an analysis of humans. 10. Meditation by Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius was an emperor of Rome. He has compiled 12 books on Stoicism and gives a deep insight into Stoicism in the book. This book has to be summarized. It can be said that this book has everything to serve as a guide for living. Marcus has talked about logic and how human brains find certain things logically but fail to find logic in others. He says that everything that happens on Earth has a reason, whether logical or not. According to Marcus, pain and suffering are self-inflicted problems and not something that is caused by external sources. He also states that complaining is nothing but a waste of time and energy. Thank you for watching the video. If you like my content, please like the video and share it with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe.